to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com. Welcome to Moving and Motivating Radio.
Thanks for listening in. I'm Wade Taylor. And on today's show, we're talking with Linda Hollander. And in the last segment, we're going to continue our conversation, but let me, position it this way. This show is about inspiring people to action. This is about inspiring you to do the things that you want to do and also give you ideas of how to accomplish that. And in the last segment, we were talking about how there are interesting avenues to funding your dream that you should be aware of and pursue. And really, we want to let all those artists and creatives and entrepreneurs out there know that, do pursue the dream. And especially in a world that I'm working with more the musicians, that whole old model has broken. So they're trying to find new ways to do this. Well, we also want to look at kind of another stakeholder in this process, and that is the corporation. Because just as the artist, the creative, the entrepreneur need somebody to help them fund their dreams, the corporations in many ways need dreams to fund. It's one of the things that is part of their mix that needs to be pursued more. And so in this segment, Linda Hollander, who is the sponsor concierge and the wealthy bag lady, is going to help me understand and you understand if you are perhaps that CFO, that CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, or somebody involved in that entire process that needs to understand the world of advertising and marketing has changed. There's new ways of doing everything, and if you aren't pursuing all these avenues, you definitely are missing out on opportunities. So welcome back to the mic, Linda.
Oh, great to be back.
And so, again, in the last segment, we talked to those that have dreams and are looking for funding. Now let's speak to these people I just mentioned about why they should be aware of this game and the opportunities they may be missing out on.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Sponsorship is going up much more than traditional ad spend every year because you get a much bigger return on your investment with sponsorship. And let's go to the definition of sponsorship. The definition of sponsorship is connecting a company to people who buy things, connecting a company to those people who buy things. So for the people who are looking for sponsors, our sponsor seekers out there, think of how you can connect a company to that consumer that they want. And for the corporations, sponsorship is a great way to connect with the consumer. Now, the reasons that sponsorships are really, really going up immensely is because of targeting. So I mentioned that I have a husband now, and he loves ballroom dancing. When we met, I knew nothing about ballroom dancing. He mentioned Paso Doble. I thought he was speaking a foreign language. But now we watch, of course, all the dancing shows. So let's take Dancing with the Stars. So on Dancing with the Stars, you buy a commercial, and you're reaching everybody from 9 years old to 90 years old. And you have to repeat that commercial a lot. And, there's not that much way to measure that, the effectiveness of that commercial. So with sponsorship, you can target a certain segment, like with my story before, how I wanted to do the Women's Small Business Expo. As a company, you can target women business owners, which is one of the fastest moving segments of the American economy right now. And women who make, or influence over 85% of the purchasing decisions in America. And women in America are starting businesses at twice the rate of men. So if you want to target a certain segment of the population that's going to buy your products, going to buy your services, if you want to increase your goodwill, meaning do some cause marketing because people want to buy from companies that give back to the community. And if you want to reach people in other ways other than that traditional ad spend, sponsorship is the way to go.
Yeah, and that traditional ad spend isn't doing what it used to do. You're making a great point about, the targeting and everything, because this is a new world. The internet broke geographic exclusivity. It made business have more competition, so they have to be more engaging, hence the social thing, hence the social media, right? And it really is about those targeted relationships like you're describing, because as they're seeing that traditional TV buy isn't moving the needle like it used to, that traditional radio buy isn't moving the needle like it used to, because people aren't there anymore. And instead, they are taking time out to, like you're saying, do things like go to conferences. So, can you talk a little bit about, how you're playing this new game of, okay, the old ad buy isn't working. Where is my market, and how do I reach out to them?
Well, as you said, the digital platforms are really king now, and they are really strong because it's a way to reach a lot of millennials that don't even watch live television anymore, don't read magazines, don't read newspapers. Your ads, your ad spend, your marketing has to be traditional and digital. And traditional is not dead, but you've got to go with social media. You've got to go with video marketing, email marketing, all those other ways to get to your prospect so they can make that buying decision, so you can convert that prospect into a company. And this is great news because all of these benefits for the sponsors, email marketing, video marketing, blogs, podcasts, social media, they're low cost or no cost for you, for the person seeking sponsorship, but they have a high perceived value to the sponsors. So I think the playing field out there has really been leveled to where everybody could be a player in this particular game.
Most definitely. But I do want to, on this side of the situation, emphasize there is going to be some cost, right? It's not that, or just one of my pet peeves is what I say is a lie that business has been told, that social media is free. If you can burn 20 hours out of your week and feel like there's no cost associated to your 20 hours, then it's definitely free. But in reality, it is going to take some effort. There's also some judicious ad buys to be done. So, I encourage, as you're seeing, like Linda's saying, you want a mix of traditional and new, but you do need to shift some dollars from that traditional to the new, because this is the way the game's played. So, Linda, I hope you don't mind my interjecting.
I don't mind at all. Well, let's call it low-cost advertising rather than no-cost, because, like you said, there is a value to your time.
Well, and how about if we do this? Let's call it more efficient advertising, right?
Ooh, I like it.
Right, to make your point. Let's say, and I'll be brief. Let's say I'm going out to buy traditional radio, as wonderful as that is. I'm having to buy that audience of, let's say, 1 million people, and I have to pay for all 1 million when it turns out only 10% are actually my market. But to reach them, because of the way traditional media worked, I had to buy the whole 1 million. Where in this world that Linda's describing, I only have to buy the 10,000. So I'm saving money, not because it's less good and is expensive, but because I'm not wasting the money buying people I don't want to reach. Does that resonate with you?
Totally. Yes, you said that beautifully.
And so now that the advertisers are understanding they need to shift this, one of the challenges these days with social media is people don't like to be sold to. They don't like to be advertised to. So the advertising has to be part of a bigger thing. And so can you talk to us about how the corporations really need the coattails of these people you're describing to reach that broader market? Can you speak into that?
Absolutely.
And we've got about
one of
2
the
minutes.
Big things, okay, so one of the big things out there is contests. So contests are great, and sponsors love them because they get people involved and engaged with the brand. I just heard that Starbucks has $10 million out there for somebody who can design an eco-friendly cup, because so many of their cups are just, used and thrown away, and they want something a little more sustainable. So do you see, that's made every news story today. So contests are fabulous. And if you can design some kind of a contest for your sponsors. That is great. And it kind of doesn't really have that adverse reaction that a lot of ads have because people feel, oh, this is being pushed on me. If it's part of a bigger campaign, great. And then another one is cause marketing. So when you go to the Target stores, they give part of the proceeds to Feeding America. So people feel better about buying from the Target stores because they're donating to a wonderful cause. So that's another thing that's just absolutely so hot that it is scorching.
Yeah, and in this world of digital, there's just a plethora of opportunities. And so we've got about a little under a minute left. Tell us a little, just real quick, results that you've seen firsthand.
Results that I've seen firsthand. Well, let me talk about one of my favorite clients. Her name is Carolyn Gross, and she's a little bit in the woo-woo space because she was basically diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, which is very aggressive. She was not given a prognosis of very long to live. And a bunch of different doctors told her that she would need a complete mastectomy. So she said, I don't think I want you to cut into my body. And she learned how to heal her cancer with alternative medicine. Now, she doesn't sound like the typical kind of a person that could get sponsors, but she got a vitamin company as a sponsor. She got a foot detox company. She got organic tea as a sponsor because that's part of her methodology. So you don't have to have a strict business topic to get sponsors like I did. You can be kind of in the personal development space or the conscious space like she is. So she's one of my favorite stories about this.
All righty. Sponsor Concierge.com. Learn more about these amazing opportunities. Back next time.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McCullough brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcCullough.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McCullough. ChristopherMcCullough.com.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Kenja Dixon was crowned the #1 sales executive through hard work, deep thinking, and the revelation of universal talk laws. He now wants to share these lessons with you. Universal talk laws are what you need to know and use in business and at home to have successful and effective conversations. Kenja Dixon shares his wisdom, action plans, and wealth. Each book comes with a chance to win $10,000. Find Universal Talk Laws at KenjaDixon.com. On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.